Okay, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Network Breakfast. Today we're going to talk about everything you should know about 5G, maybe some of the things you haven't heard before. But before we get started with that, I'm going to introduce our members that are participating today, and they're going to give us a 1-minute thumbnail about what they do and who they are, okay? All right, so we're going to start out today with Susan. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning, and good morning, everybody. I'm Sue Nelson, the founding director of the Job Search Center here in Cleveland. Who do you know who is looking for work or wishes they could get a new job? I have many different kinds of programs and coaching for them. One I'm doing particularly importantly is these accountability groups, the really support groups that meet weekly. So check us out at thejobsearchcenter.com.
Excellent. Thank you. And thanks so much for joining us, Susan.
Well,
Now I'd like to say good morning to Griff King. Good morning, Griff. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. And you?
Good. Thank you.
Good. I'm Griff King. I'm with Dollar Bank in their Treasury Management Group and have been in Treasury Management in a variety of Cleveland banks for 39 years. Our focus at Dollar Bank is primarily on the middle market size companies, and we've been very successful. Griff King, Dollar Bank.
Great. Thanks, Griff. Thanks for coming in. Now we're going to say good morning to Marty Kelbel. Good morning, Marty.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I work for Coldwell Banker Schmidt Realty. Whatever your real estate needs may be, I can help you achieve those. Whether you're a first-time buyer or you want to downsize because all the kids are gone and you don't want them to come back, or if you want a second home, a vacation home, I can do referrals anywhere in the United States and around the world. Any of your real estate needs, give me a call, 216-544-4164.
Very good.
Hey.
Thank you, Marty. Thanks for coming by. Good morning, Lee Jackson.
Good morning, everybody. I'm with Right at Home. We are a non-medical home care company trying to keep people aging in place at home. Today, I want to mention one thing a little bit different that both Right at Home is involved with and I am personally involved with. There is the virtual Alzheimer's walk coming up on Sunday, October the 4th. Anybody that's not been involved with that, please reach out to me. Right at Home has a team, the Right at Home Angels. I have a personal team in memory of both my father and my father-in-law. The team is called Normel, after Norman and Melvin. And the walk is virtual. You can do it in any neighborhood, and the walk is everywhere. And it's a good cause. So anybody interested in getting involved with that at all now, or even for next year, getting ready for the future, please reach out to me and I can help set you up. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Lee, and thanks for all you do. Okay, we're going to say good morning to Jeff Hexter. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Tom. I'm Jeff Hexter with Always Keep Computing. I work with frustrated consultants who simply want their computers to behave so they can get their work done efficiently and know that their data is safe. Sometimes I get asked to fix a problem where the solution is obvious to me when I see it, but the user can't properly describe it over the phone. Recently, a client complained that she could not get her audio to work on her laptop Zoom calls. When I stopped by to fix it, I noticed that the laptop was connected to the TV, but the TV was turned off. I disconnected the HDMI cable from the TV, explained how these things function, and now the sound actually works. I'm not going to name the client, it was my mother. I would like to work with the home-based business consultants you know so that I can help them get their email working properly and so that they can properly position themselves for future business demand once this pandemic is over. Thanks.
Yes, let's hope that's sooner rather than later. Thank you very much, Jeff. Thanks for being here. And now we'd like to introduce Chris Walters. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Tom. How you doing?
Great, thanks. Thanks for being here.
Chris Walters with See-Through Windows. I provide vinyl replacement windows, both replacement and new construction. We also do glass block. At this time, believe it or not, we thought we were through the pandemic situation, and now the manufacturers are just falling off like mad. We used to be able to get our windows and install them within 2 weeks. Now the manufacturer's deliveries are 4 weeks. So if anybody's looking to do anything at all, please call me and let me know what your time frame is, because we're out to December right now because of this situation. So it's important that when we're looking at these houses, your money's really tight, and you have a short time frame. I got to explain to you what's going on. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Chris. And thanks for telling us about that. For those of us that need windows, we're going to call Chris for that. Okay, now I'm going to share the screen. I have a PowerPoint presentation that has a bunch of information in it that you may know and you may not know. And if there's something in there that you want to ask about, certainly if I know the answer, I'll give it to you, or it might be on the screen and we'll find it together. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to start with, let's see, no, yes, no. I need this one. Okay. Okay, let's make sure everybody sees that.
Loading.
Huh.
You must be operating on 4G.
No, 2G.
Yeah.
0G.
It says your screen sharing is paused. And when I resume,
Maybe you should stop it and restart it.
yeah, I got to do something. I didn't think this was that inexact of a science. Let's try this. Nope, I know that's not working because I don't see your pictures here.
Sure all worked when we were trying it earlier. I don't know what changed.
Yeah, I don't either. Nope, not happening. So let's start again. Now I don't see the bottom of the screen. There it is. Okay, here's this one. This is the PowerPoint. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's not working because I don't see your happy faces. I'm not sure what's keeping us from making this work, but let's try this one.
There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
Okay.
Yay.
But now I still don't see, I don't have your videos on the right side. Well, anyway, we'll continue on. Okay. What is 5G? Everything you need to know about 5G. And as I wrote in our little email blast, it may not be everything, but it's a lot of stuff. And we're going to go over what those things can be, where 5G started. So we'll start with this. Let me see if I click. Okay. This is the evolution of 5G. If you remember back in the early days, 1G in 1979, man, it's like a million years ago. It was 1G. That was the speed of coming and going of the information. And in 1991, flip phones and all of that, 2G text messaging. Then in 1998, things changed quite a bit from 2G to 3G. Now you can have internet connections, mobile and wireless. 1998. In 2008 came the cloud, IP addresses, and a truly mobile broadband, 4G. It was revolutionary. But now, as of 2019, the launch of 5G was unlimited data capacity, and it just is incredible. And here's
Every
a
new
little
generation
video.
of wireless networks delivers faster speeds and more functionality to our smartphones. 1G brought us the very first cell phones, 2G let us text for the first time, 3G brought us online, and 4G delivered the speeds that we enjoy today. But as more users come online, 4G networks have just about reached the limit of what they're capable of at a time when users want even more data for their smartphones and devices. Now we're headed toward 5G, the next generation of wireless. It will be able to handle 1,000 times more traffic than today's networks, and it'll be up to 10 times faster than 4G LTE. Just imagine downloading an HD movie in under a second, and then let your imagination run wild. 5G will be the foundation for virtual reality, autonomous driving, the Internet of Things, and stuff we can't even yet imagine. But what exactly is a 5G network? The truth is, experts can't tell us what 5G actually is, because they don't even know yet. But right now there are 5 brand new technologies emerging as the foundation of 5G. Millimeter waves, small cells, massive MIMO, beamforming, and full duplex. First up, technology number 1, millimeter waves. Your smartphone and other electronic devices in your home use very specific frequencies on the radio frequency spectrum, typically those under 6 gigahertz. But these frequencies are starting to get more crowded. Carriers can only squeeze so many bits of data on the same amount of radio frequency spectrum. As more devices come online, we're going to start to see slower service and more dropped connections. The solution is to open up some new real estate. So researchers are experimenting with broadcasting on shorter millimeter waves, those that fall between 30 and 300 gigahertz. This section of spectrum has never been used before for mobile devices, and opening it up means more bandwidth for everyone. But there is a catch. Millimeter waves can't travel well through buildings or other obstacles, and they tend to be absorbed by plants and rain. To get around this problem, we'll need technology number 2, small cell networks. Today's wireless networks rely on large, high-powered cell towers to broadcast their signals over long distances. But remember, higher frequency millimeter waves have a harder time traveling through obstacles, which means if you move behind one, you lose your signal. Small cell networks would solve that problem, using thousands of low-power mini base stations. These base stations would be much closer together than traditional towers, forming a sort of relay team to transmit signals around obstacles. This would be especially useful in cities. As the user moved behind an obstacle, his smartphone would automatically switch to a new base station in better range of his device, allowing him to keep his connection. Next up, technology number 3, massive MIMO. MIMO stands for multiple input, multiple output. Today's 4G base stations have about a dozen ports for antennas that handle all cellular traffic. But massive MIMO base stations can support about 100 ports. This could increase the capacity of today's networks by a factor of 22 or more. Of course, massive MIMO comes with its own complications. Today's cellular antennas broadcast information in every direction at once, and all of those crossing signals could cause serious interference. Which brings us to technology number 4, beamforming. Beamforming is like a traffic signaling system for cellular signals. Instead of broadcasting in every direction, it would allow a base station to send a focused stream of data to a specific user. This precision prevents interference, and it's way more efficient. That means stations could handle more incoming and outgoing data streams at once. Here's how it works. Say you're in a cluster of buildings and you're trying to make a phone call. Your signal is ricocheting off of surrounding buildings and crisscrossing with other signals from users in the area. A massive MIMO base station receives all of these signals and keeps track of the timing and the direction of their arrival. It then uses signal processing algorithms to triangulate exactly where each signal is coming from and plots the best transmission route back through the air to each phone. Sometimes it'll even bounce individual packets of data in different directions, off of buildings or other objects to keep signals from interfering with each other. The result is a coherent data stream sent only to you. Which brings us to technology number 5, full duplex. If you've ever used a walkie-talkie, you know that in order to communicate, you have to take turns talking and listening. That's kind of a drag. Today's cellular base stations have that exact same holdup. A basic antenna can only do one job at a time, either transmit or receive. This is because of a principle called reciprocity, which is the tendency for radio waves to travel both forward and backward along the same frequency. To understand this, it helps to think of a wave like a train loaded up with data. The frequency it's traveling on is like the train track. And if there's a second train trying to go in the opposite direction on the same track, you're going to get some interference. Up until now, the solution has been to have the trains take turns, or to put all the trains on different tracks or frequencies. But you can make things a lot more efficient by working around reciprocity. Researchers have used silicon transistors to create high-speed switches that halt the backward roll of these waves. It's kind of like a signaling system that can momentarily reroute two trains so that they can get past each other. That means there's a lot more getting done on each track a whole lot faster. We're still working out many of the kinks with millimeter waves, small cell networks, massive MIMO, beamforming, and full duplex. In fact, all of 5G is still a work in progress. It will likely include other new technologies too, and making all of these systems work together will be a whole other challenge. But if experts can figure that out, ultra-fast 5G service could arrive in the next 5 years.
I left all the credits run so we knew who created this video. They'll be happy that I left it. Now we'll move on. Okay, this is a graphic that'll give you some idea of how fast 5G can be. You remember the movie E.T. Well, how long would it take to download E.T. the movie? At 3G, it would have taken 12 hours, or the time that it would take to fly to Barbados. On 4G at 100 megabits, which is right now is common for pretty good speed for internet, it would take 10 minutes, or the amount of time it'll take to make some tea. Now at 5G, to download the movie E.T. at 10 gigabits would take 3 seconds. Or in the time it takes you to blink, you would have the movie E.T. on your device. That's the difference in speed from 3G, 4G, and 5G. So you could see it's tremendously fast. And when it's that fast, you could get a lot done. And you'll notice that how many devices they had. They had automobiles and drones and phones and just everything running on 5G, and it'll all get done instantly. Let's move to the next one. What is 5G? 5G is the 5th generation mobile network. It is a new global wireless standard after 1, 2, 3, and 4G networks. 5G enables a new kind of network that is designed to connect virtually everyone and everything together, including machines, objects, and devices. 5G wireless technology is meant to deliver higher multi-GPSs, peak data speeds, ultra-low latency, more reliability, massive network capacity, increased availability, and a more uniform user experience to more users. Higher performance and improved efficiency empower new user experiences and connects new industries. And of course, right now, if you're trying to stream a movie, you may run into a thing called buffering. Well, one thing that you would not do with 5G is you're not going to be buffering, at least not for anything that's been created at this point. So now we'll move to the next one here. Who invented 5G? No one company or person owns 5G, but there are several companies within the mobile ecosystem that are contributing to bringing 5G to life. Qualcomm has played a major role in inventing the many foundational technologies that drive the industry forward and make up 5G, the next wireless standard. We are at the heart of the third generation partnership project, the industry organization that defines the global specifications for 3G. This is such a huge undertaking that it's going to require all the rest of the world to get in line with this 5G. And they're all putting up money, trillions of dollars, but they're expecting a return on their investment. How and when will 5G affect the global economy? 5G is driving global growth. Look at these numbers. $13.2 trillion of global economic output, 22.3 million new jobs created, and $2.1 trillion in GDP growth. Through a landmark 5G economy study, we found that 5G's full economic effect will likely be realized across the globe by 2035, supporting a wide range of industries and potentially enabling up to $13.2 trillion worth of goods and services. This impact is much greater than previous network generations. The development requirements of the new 5G network are also expanding beyond the traditional mobile networking players to industries such as the automotive industry. The study also revealed that the 5G value chain, including OEMs, operators, content creators, app developers, and consumers, could alone support up to 22.3 million jobs, or more than one job for every person in Beijing, China. And there are many emerging and new applications that will still be defined in the future. Only time will tell what the full 5G effect has on the economy is going to be. Do I need a new phone if I want 5G? Yes, you will need to get a new smartphone that supports 5G if you want to be able to use the network. For example, smartphones powered by Snapdragon X55 or Snapdragon X60 modem RF system are 5G compatible. There are several new mobile phones available that are designed to support 5G, and multiple carriers across the world support the 5G wireless network. As the 5G rollout timeline progresses, more smartphones and carrier subscriptions will become available as 5G technology and 5G compatible devices becoming more mainstream. The best 5G phones in 2020. The best 5G phones you can buy right now, there's 8 of them. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus is the best 5G phone you can buy. And then you'll see the rest of them. The Galaxy S20 Plus is the only one that I broke down, and I'm going to show you about it. The rest of them are similar, only to a lesser degree. They're less expensive, but they still take advantage of that speed. But as far as the absolute best you can buy right today, it's the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. And here it is. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus, the best 5G phone you could buy. There's the screen size, the processor, the size and weight, the battery life in hours and minutes, and the 5G network supported AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. I have Sprint, and in order to facilitate this, T-Mobile bought Sprint, so I'm on the T-Mobile network now. I wasn't sure if Sprint was going to be able to develop their own 5G, and now they don't have to because they'll be on T-Mobile's 5G. And then you'll see the screen features, the refresh rate, impressive. Look at that, the impressive 64 megapixel telephoto lens. I mean, on an iPhone, we were happy to have 8 or 10. Some of the newer ones are more megapixel, which creates wonderful photographs. They're so highly descriptive. When you pinch out the image, you'll see how clear that is. And anyway, this phone supports all the 5G network types, which is the AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. The refresh rate impacts the battery, and the downside is that it's expensive. And you'll see in the second column there, the biggest knock on the Galaxy S20 is its price, $11.99. It's not a device for those on a budget. But those that want technology have never been afraid of paying. You remember when the iPhone came out, people were waiting in line all around the building to spend thousands of dollars on an iPhone 4 or 2 or whatever that first model was, because they just are hungry for the technology. But when you get this phone, you're getting a lot. You're going to be holding a lot of power in your hand. And you'll see that at $11.99 For iPhones, that's probably middle of the road these days for the iPhones 11s. And of course, when the 12s come out, they'll probably be very expensive, at least early on. And you'll see the image next to it. That's a Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. Looks like a very nice phone. Very little bezel around the edge. It's pretty much all screen, and it's very nice and nice size. It's a good phone, but I'm an iPhone guy, so I'll be standing by to see how the iPhone 12 comes out, and if it's really any good at all. I don't know. We'll see. And that's pretty much it. And here we are. Thank you so much for listening and paying attention to my little program here. So thank you so much. And also, so that I remember, it's time for you to present too. I'm hoping that that somebody from our group today will offer to present next week, because that would be real nice. Anybody feel like? No? Okay, good. Well, then we'll soldier on, whatever it takes. So now we know way more about 5G than we care to, but at least you guys have some idea of what it's going to take, and you know you need a new device, and it's absolutely the future. There'll only be more 5G. There'll never be less, and it'll be great.
Hey, Tom,
Yes, sir.
my Samsung 9 is a 5G. I got that like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we have a resident lookup guy in Jeff. So, what was the model, Marty?
Galaxy S9, Samsung.
Galaxy S9 is 5G capable.
That's what it says up in the little corner up here.
Oh, that could be, well,
Yeah, that's 5 gigahertz. That's the we were talking with Susan about
I
that
know, but
earlier.
I thought he told me I thought he told me it was 5G.
Well, 2 years ago, 5G wasn't even a dream yet, at least not here in America. What do you make of it, Jeff?
just Google Samsung Galaxy, Samsung S9 5G question mark. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's 5 gigahertz. You're connected to a 5 gigahertz network on your router,
Oh,
which is what Susan and I
said.
talked about earlier.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'll need a new device. And if you're a Samsung guy, then it'll be right up your alley to get the first 2 or 3 of them, of the top 8, 3 or 4 of them are Samsungs.
I know.
I mean, if you feel like dropping that kind of money.
I'll wait a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of money, especially if the phone you have, and we can probably all nod our heads, if the phones we have, this probably does way more than we use it for now. So, you know.
Smarter than I am.
So are these systems going to run in parallel for a while till we all get on the 5G? And does that mean there's, they have, you know, those, I don't know what you call them, but that one where the beam forming, will there be something also that keeps the 4G network, you know, working its way in the 5G network?
Yes, 4G is going to be around a long time. What's going to happen is by next year, 3G, they're going to shut that down. So I do have, believe it or not, I have one of my phone lines, I have it parked on a flip phone, and I've been notified that I'm going to have to pick another device because it's a 3G device, and AT&T will be closing down their 3G in 2021. So I have 3G is going to be shut down. Yeah.
Okay, I see 2G shut down in 2020 on T-Mobile. Verizon's going to shut it down in 2020. 3G shut down.
Yeah.
Last activation date for 3G on Sprint was April 2019, and it'll be shut down December of 2022. But that's
Oh.
Sprint, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, maybe AT&T is going a little earlier, but whatever it is, it won't be long before 3G is going to be out of business. So you have to move to another phone, because when a phone has that, I mean, that's it. That's its speed. You can't change that. There's nothing you could do about it. You have to get another phone that has at least 4G capability, and 4G will be around a long time.
At least another 10 years.
Right, at least another 10 years, like what Microsoft did to Windows 7. When they were going to shut it down years and years ago, there was so much invested in Windows 7 in all the corporations throughout the world that they extended it 10 years. But then eventually they did shut it down, and that's why they gave away Windows 10 for a year, to make sure everybody can get on board if they so choose.
Isn't that amazing that we're talking about a long time being 10 years?
In technology, 2 years is a long time.
Yeah, actually it was 18 months.
Just
In 18 months, everything turns over. So that's, you know, technology, that's the way it is. There's somebody working on, by the time you buy high technology, there are things already that would dwarf that. It's just that getting the research and development and then bringing it to market is going to take another year or more. So that's all. We're always
already working on 6G.
yes, that's a fact. They're working on
After
6G.
2035, though.
Yeah, probably after 2035. But they have to start now. Otherwise, they would not be up to speed with the technology of what it's going to take.
You know what's pretty shocking? We
lost
a new
Marty.
washer-
Bye,
we got
Mark.
a new washer and dryer yesterday, and my wife's reading all the stuff, and it can be controlled by the phone.
Yeah.
Well, according to this, in order to make use of the spectrum for 5G, they need to shut down the 3G to reuse that spectrum.
Yeah. Well, you saw that on the chart where the 3G and 4G was taking up this much space, and they're going to repurpose that. Yeah.
I put a link in the chat about the upcoming future shutdown of the 2G, 3G, and 4G networks, and another link about the speed differences between 4G and 5G tested recently. And it varies based on which cellular network you're on.
Yeah. The three of them that exist at this point. Naturally, I was on the one that got bought out.
Well, this link said they compared speeds at Tom's Hardware, and Verizon was like 10 times faster than T-Mobile, Sprint, and AT&T
Yeah.
on 5G, which is impressive. But still not getting, you know, it may be 10 times faster than 4G, but it's not gigabit speed. The full duplex is interesting.
Yeah. All of that was, I thought, you know, there's so much that goes into it. I think what we'll do is we'll wrap up this one, and if you care to stand by, that's good. Thank you so much for dropping by the Network Breakfast. Don't forget, comment below, click subscribe, and click the bell to know when we put up a new video. We'll see you all next Tuesday. Thank you.
Thanks.